Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia.
and I'm Meredith.
And this is One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch a show that only has one season and then talk about the reasons why it only had one season. And this time we are doing a show called, I literally don't even know what it's called. I call it the Busch
It's the Busch family Brewed.
The Busch family Brewed, which
on
I didn't know
on
MTV. We switched up our Bravo to go to MTV.
Well, with Bravo now doing, are they on Peacock or are they the Paramount people?
They're on Peacock. MTV is Paramount. Because actually this show's for free on the MTV app, but none of their other actually good shows are free. So I'm very upset.
It's okay.
So I guess I'm just stuck watching the one season hits. But this actually, so this show I have to share was filmed in 2018. It just aired in 2020. So it hasn't been canceled yet. But if this show gets a second season, MTV's really fucking struggling for content.
Yes.
Like I just put another season of like True Life or Real World or some shit. This is
oh my God,
horrible. So before we get into it, check out the A&M Podcast Network. We have this show. We have Summer's Fun of Summer House podcast. And we have It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Please rate, subscribe, review. I just rated us 5 stars, but I think that's our only rating on this podcast, which is fine. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. We have not posted about this, but I will. I'll post pictures of this damn family. That's fine. And then join our Patreon for exclusive content. Patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Meredith.
So, I'm the one who chose this.
I know nothing about this family. I still know very little.
Which I didn't know. Alicia didn't know anything about this family. It's one of those things where you grow up in it, so you just think everybody understands it. But I picked this because I'd heard this was coming out at the beginning of 2020 before like the world shut down. And laughed so hard watching the like preview for it and never watched it. And then when we started talking about One Season Wonders, we kind of focused on Bravo, or like that's just our big thing. But with a lot of Bravo shows being locked down,
you have to pay for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
This or show just deleted. They're just like deleted from the Bravo app.
This one really came up to me because set in St. Louis, hometown where I'm at right now. Love it. And then since Alicia doesn't know anything about this family, I'm assuming nobody else does either. I thought I'd give a little bio about like Anheuser-Busch.
Can I just say, I didn't do any research on this before you picked it or when you picked it. I was like, that's fine. I thought because of how weird and bad it is, I thought it was shot in like 2003.
Alicia texted me today asking when this, or like finding out that it was aired in 2020.
This is recent.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like watching this. I'm like, oh, I wonder where these weirdos are now. And I go on Instagram. I'm like, they all look the freaking same. So I looked up when the show aired literally recently. And I was honestly surprised that I looked up the oldest son, Billy Jr. And I was like, why does he have so many followers if this was like the early 2000s when Instagram didn't exist? And then I was like, oh, it took me the only one that threw me off is the youngest, Peter, because he looks hella different, but everyone else looks the same.
So
the same.
I think it was filmed the summer of 2018 because of what's going on in the show. I don't want to like spoil things yet. I want to like wait a little later to like reveal why I know that. But
listen, I'm going to be in the dark with the audience. Just tell me whatever.
I've never seen this either, by the way. I just
tell me any of your information. Tell me about this family. Have you met them? Did you go to school with them? Have you gone to this farm?
I didn't go to school with them. I don't know them like socially at all even. But the president of my mom's company, she's like the CFO, he is friends with some of the Bushes. But when people say the Busch family, it is massive here in St. Louis. So
if I were to be like, oh, the Busch family in St. Louis, people would be like, yeah, I know exactly who that is.
Yes, but this is just like one small branch of it. Yeah, kind of. But this is one small branch of this massive family.
I didn't know they owned Busch Stadium. Like I was sitting here just like, what? they bought the Cardinals. They like owned them for a little bit.
Which is why it's called Busch Stadium. Like it's not because of like naming rights. Anheuser-Busch doesn't have the naming rights. It's the Busch family.
Honestly, I kind of knew that it was like about relating to the beer, but I just thought the beer company bought it. I don't know.
That's okay. Okay, so really high level, Anheuser-Busch was started in like the 1800s, and it is headquartered here in St. Louis. And then back in 2008, InBev actually bought like the company, but it was like a hostile takeover. Basically, they just like bought all these shares, and it just was like a forced sale. So the family didn't want it to sell, but a bunch of people sold their shares. And so they basically just took it over.
That makes a lot of sense because they're about to start another brewing company, which I was like, why didn't you just keep your old one?
Already existed by the time the show was starting to film.
Okay.
So all the beers they have, and like they all wear a lot of polos that have a K on it. It's called
Oh
Crafted.
my God. I couldn't figure out what beer that was.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting here. Listen, I figured if they sold the company, like that's fine. They don't own any part of it. But I figured they'd still want to buy Budweiser or Bud Light. And then they show up. I'm like, is that a craft beer that they're about to shotgun?
It isn't like craft truly style beer like inside of it. It was like another light lager.
Which is because ideal for
shotgun. It's basically a new Bud Light. A new Budweiser Bud Light type.
Okay, so they were forced to sell the company, but they must have made bank off of it, right? They look like they're doing fine. This family
is not the ones who truly like owned it. Because, okay, so like I said, it's a massive tree.
Yeah.
And this is just an arm. So Billy, the dad Billy Sr., is the son of the CEO. Like his dad was CEO. And so he worked there, the like Billy Sr., but his kids have never worked there.
Okay.
And he's like one of 7 too.
Yeah.
So it's much more distant. And by the time the company sold, Billy's like nephew was the CEO. So it was like far past him. So he wasn't working there probably when the company was sold.
But he's still probably making money, or he did make a lot. They look like they're living a life. I don't know.
They have tons of money. His dad is the one who owned the Cardinals, like he said, and owned Busch Stadium. And it was like very big for Billy Sr., but I don't think it was as big for the kids in this show.
I just can't imagine that this company or this family, it has to like make a new beer because they're struggling for money. Like they look like they're doing just fine.
They're doing just fine.
Great. Okay.
I think it's like what I read is that in a sense the dad wants to have that environment for his kids that he had.
Oh, okay.
So it's like he wants to continue the legacy, but they don't have Anheuser-Busch anymore. So they've got to start their own.
Well, they're very big on family, so this is just like another family activity for them, it seems like. So just pour out. It's a very expensive family activity. They could have just gone to like the local swimming hole or whatever.
Yeah, but I guess it works. But like I said, their Craftig is the brewery that they're in this show starting. It already existed, but I'm sure it helped pitch the show. So you'll see like their beer cans, and they often have like a K on their polos.
The friend Jake walked in with that beer because that was the moment I was like, "What beer is that?" Yeah. Because I can't imagine these people, not to be these people, but they seem like very simple people who would love to chug a Bud Light and don't want to sit around with like a IPA or anything. So I'm looking and I'm like, I feel like I would know this beer because I probably would have drank it in college.
Craftig is basically the equivalent of their Budweiser.
Have you tried it?
Yes.
Is it like Bud Light, Budweiser, or
is
it worse?
It's terrible.
Is it equivalent to like a Natty Light?
It's not that light. It's more, I would say it's just right in line with that Budweiser. They only, that I know of, really got to like Craftig, and then their main one, Craftig, which would have been like the Budweiser, and then had like, I think a premium type.
Damn. Okay, well, honestly, Bud Light and Budweiser are like fine, but I don't love them. Like,
see, that is literally in St. Louisans' blood.
I can't tell you the last time I personally bought a case of Bud Light or Budweiser, but if it appears in front of me at a party, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
but I'm probably going to take a sip and make a face the first time and be like, oh, I hate it. And then like drink it. It reminds me of college. It's a very college-y.
That's true.
You buy the 24 pack for $12.
Or like a ballpark, you're like sitting watching a baseball game.
Yeah, because then if it spills, it's not a big fucking deal. But you could chug it if you need to, and it's probably cheaper. Yeah. All right. Now I gotta go see a Cardinals game. I gotta go to the stadium.
We'll make it happen. Welcome to St. Louis. This was great. This has been great to watch. I'm excited to like watch the whole series.
Do you know friends that have watched this?
I know one person who has.
Okay, sorry, I had to interrupt you because I'm like, is this a big fucking thing?
No. This is like, people are like, oh God.
Okay, sorry, but you're excited to watch it because
it's in St. Louis. I just love that.
Very cute. All right, let's get into this. So
we kind of do, those family introductions first.
Let's meet.
And we have the background. I just added more color.
We can meet the fam. There's Billy and Christy. They're the parents. I call them mom and dad in my notes. So I like that because of
Billy Jr. It just gets confusing.
So Billy Jr. is the oldest. He's typical firstborn. I fucking feel this because I'm also a firstborn. Billy Jr. How are ya? Everyone looks up to him. He needs to chill out a little. I get that. And then there's Haley, a romantic, dating the same guy for 8 years. His name's Clark. I would just like to say all the men in this show are fucking ginormous.
I know. They're like grass-fed type
Louis
guys.
Thing? Because I need to date in St. Louis if this is what the men look like.
I mean, it is kind of like this is a very good way to see a lot. I mean, that's not the only type of guy, but yes, there are a lot of guys who
they're huge. Like they're gonna bench me. I kind of like it. Okay, then we have Abby. She's outgoing, has no filter. Then we have Gussie, who I absolutely fucking despise. He's 22. He wants to party. He's a ladies' man, and he's a douchebag because he takes off his shirt and pours beer on it or on his chest. I hate him. Then there's Grace, 21, college. It tells people to their face what they do wrong. Then Maddie, who's 16, going on 25 because she's so mature for her age. And then Peter is the baby of the family. He is spoiled and kind of also douchey in like a 12-year-old way.
Yeah, so there's a total of 7 kids.
Exhausting.
In this, it is just wild. And another reason I know this is 2 years later is because like the ages you just read out, like when doing my like light research is like they're all like 2 years older than like when this comes out.
I think the oldest Billy is 26.
Yeah,
I think 26,
25, like 23, 22.
Yeah, Gussie's 22, 21, 16, 12.
Yeah.
Great. Wow, they waited a long time for fucking Peter. They like banged out 5, 6 in a row.
Call an accident, Alicia.
Oh, they banged out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Waited a little bit. Had Maddie. Waited even longer. Had Peter. I think there's 2 accidents here.
All right, but they're at their lake house. They're kicking off the summer, having a great time. There's all these kids. You can tell it's not just the family. All the kids have friends there. This looks really fun though. They have that massive lake, which is big enough for there were jet skis on it.
This is all on their farm property, which is nuts.
Which that's very common in St. Louis, that a lot of people have like farm property, I'll quote unquote it, where it's like it's kind of a shitty house like they have on a bunch of land with like a lake, not that big typically, but like there's so much between Kansas City and St. Louis, like in a sense bookend the state. There's just so much land in between that a lot of people like have properties like this.
Cool. Haley hits Gussie. Haley hits Gussie in the nuts with a water balloon, and I laughed so fucking hard.
And then he like slips and falls. It was just like perfect that he like
so
fell.
Especially because he's a douchebag. It was so funny.
100%. They got that giant water slide or like slip and slide.
Slip and slide.
We used to do that as kids with like giant trash bags or tarps. But I love that theirs goes into the lake. This looks so fun.
Yeah, it looked like a freaking blast. Yeah, so it was just a lot of fun. I wish I was there.
The parents then like go off by themselves and kind of talk about how they love, how much they have this big close family and they want it to be close forever. This is how you know this is a first season, because this is so staged and awkward.
Yeah.
I love these things about these shows that we watch.
Like, I just love my family. And Billy's like, me too. I want us to be together forever. And she's like, I love families.
And then meanwhile, like, Peter's getting beat up over on the side. Oh my God, and it's like, please don't do
wedgie.
that.
A wedgie by Gussie. Rude.
Oh gosh. But we're back at their like main family home. They're talking about how they're going to start a new brewing legacy. Like I said, Craftig already exists at this point, so this is such a fake conversation. But it's going to be chapter 2 of the Busch family brewing legacy, which I get.
We're going to carry on the family legacy is what Billy Jr. says. He loves it.
Hell yeah.
Also, really quick, Gussie, king of the douchebags, taking swigs of the orange juice and then swigs of the champagne straight out of the carton and the bottle, which I was like,
such a brother thing.
Why would you have the orange juice if you're not going to mix it? Just take the champagne down then, bro.
This is where guys don't make any sense, especially brothers don't make any sense. They do it just to fucking annoy you.
Also, Peter's having one popsicle, which I understand is like not great. Everyone loses their shit. Mom, you would have never let us eat a fucking popsicle in the morning. Well, fucking then, I don't know. Peter's going to get fat. Just deal with it. God. You're 21 and you're still bitching about what mom did when you were 7. God.
I know. I mean, it's not like he's getting a car at 12. It's a popsicle.
The cell phone, I'll understand. If I'm like, I didn't get a cell phone until high school and my sister got one in like 7th grade, I'd be like, I'm pissed. But also, they're old enough. They're like 10 years older than fucking Peter.
Yes.
There's no need. They're not even home half the time when Peter's eating popsicles. Okay. They don't know.
I know. Like, Peter probably has like a whole carpool to school and they're all driving and doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. Excuse you, Billy, you're 26. Get the fuck out of here.
Literally, Billy and Gussie are about to move to their lake house. Like, he can have a goddamn popsicle.
Oh my God. Yeah. They're moving to their fucking farm.
I love how they're like, Mom, I can't bring girls home here. I gotta move to the lake house.
You're gonna look on the camera though and see me bring girls home.
Would you ever, if you had this big of a house, like obviously they're living a cushy lifestyle where they probably don't want to go get their own apartments, and so they're gonna live at home.
Yeah.
If you were living this life, would you ever bring a guy home?
I think, okay, I'm not trying to get like all serious on this show, but this show gives me that vibe that the boys are very encouraged to hook up with girls and like do their playboy douchebag frat boy thing. And the girls would be the ones that are like, don't bring boys home. Like, I bet Clark has never seen the inside of Haley's fucking bedroom because they're like, we need a ring first.
I bet by now after 8 years, but like dating in high school, I bet he never had.
They totally have brought girls home because listen, my parents have to know that I'm like kind of a wild child sometimes, but I don't bring boys home and we don't talk about how I bring anyone back to my apartment ever.
Same.
So the fact that these dudes
they're
are
talking
like,
about it.
Hey Mom, I can't bring girls home here. The parents have made breakfast for these girls the next morning.
Oh, that's probably true. Good point. Good point.
They're those parents with the boys that they'd rather it happen under their roof than somewhere
the weird
else.
Dumbass roundabout logic that makes no sense.
Yeah, they'll throw condoms down and be like, be safe, even though like, okay. But then it's like, you want your girls to be so freaking quote unquote respected or whatever, but your men can just fuck whoever they want and bring home to a chicken house, which we'll get to. But I was done. Which, like, whatever. What's his name? Gussie's a quote unquote ladies man. So
100%. I think Billy is super cute. Gussie is annoying.
Billy's hot as can be.
Yes,
I want to get with Billy. I want to hook up with Billy. I want Billy to sit on me because he's ginormous and it'd be like a weighted blanket. I love Billy. If Gus gets within 3 feet of me, I'm calling the police. He is not okay.
On the flip side of Billy and Gussie moving to the lake house, Haley and her 8-year relationship boyfriend, Clark, they're going to Europe soon. So
proposal.
So what is going to happen? It sounds like it. So
we find out 8 years.
I know. Which, based on her age, it sounds so. I'm guessing they dated probably like 2 years in high school, 4 years in college,
Yeah,
and then
she's
like
25.
2 years post.
She's 25.
Is she 25? Yeah.
Yeah, because she's the second. So 25 minus 8, 17. Which I'm sure they dated a little before then, because she at one point moved to LA, and then she moved back to St. Louis to be with Clark. So I feel like they might have broken up for a slight few years, maybe. I don't know. I actually know nothing. They started dating at least
like they've been
17.
together the whole time.
I'm pretty sure they knew each other since 12, and they started dating at 17, and they've been together ever since. They're high school sweethearts, so it had to be before 18.
She's the most like normal one thus far.
I'm with her sisters though. Her sisters are like, you're just gonna marry the first man you're ever with, and she's like, yeah, because I'm in love, and they're like, gross.
Yeah. As they're like packing.
That's my vibe.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I actually have a friend who's been with her boyfriend since 8th grade. And I always was like, I was always like kind of judgy about it. And recently she like had gone over to my apartment, and she's like, can I ask you questions about being with other people? Because I've only ever been with him, and I don't know if I love or hate it. And I was like, I appreciate that you admit that.
Well, I mean, Haley does say, she's like, I can't believe my younger sisters are giving me advice, but they do give good advice.
All right. Well, have fun, Haley, getting that ring.
Well, the boys head to the lake house, rolling in real hot. I was like, this is so unnecessary. These are the moments that make this show tell me we are never having a second season.
They're so aware of the camera. They're so aware of it.
But we walk in. It's a tiny like little house. It's probably like 2 or 3 bedrooms, but just like a quaint little house on their property. We walk in,
full of chickens.
Are so many chickens.
There's chicken wallpaper. There's chicken decor. There's chicken statues. I know. Poor Christy loves chicken. She decorated that whole thing, and guess what's going to happen?
I do love how she's like, well, this is all the stuff from his family and my family, and I don't want it in my actual house. I was like, I feel bad.
How many chickens, Christy, did your family gift you? But they put their own decorations together.
Who, the boys?
They have a 2-story beer bong.
Oh yeah, they literally like punched out that screen immediately.
This is a new frat house. Poor Christy, her chickens are gonna get abused.
Well, the 2 boys, I'm pretty sure the 2 oldest boys, Billy and Gussie, played college football.
Yeah, they're fucking ginormous.
Yes. So, I mean, they've been living this life for a while.
I'm gonna DM Billy out at some point.
Okay, I can't wait.
I'm so into him.
I can't wait.
All right. What do we do next?
Well, we go shopping.
Oh, yeah. Mom's fucking obsessed with her kids. I get this. My mom loves us too much, too. I get it. But my mom's not this level.
They're her only friends. And like, all she does is care about them. And then they talk about that, how they have a photo. It's like the mom and each kid in every person's room. And I love the receipts on this. Literally everybody has to
someone call the police. It's either above their bed or across from their bed. So they either have their mom above or they look at her.
What would you do? I can't decide which one's worse, because either you wake up and you immediately see her, or if you do have someone spend the night.
No, you know what? I love
going
my
to
mom.
A boy's house, and he has a photo of him and his mom when he was a baby. A massive painting, actually.
This is the only moment that I question if Gussie has ever had sex, because this would ruin it. Listen, I love my mom, and I'm sure you do too. But if this was given to me, I would throw such a fit to not have this. Like, a fit is an understatement. I would have such a fit.
Because it's not like a 7x5 photo. No, it is.
You can't turn it over while you make out with your boyfriend. Mom was watching.
That's probably her tactic, I guess.
Mom, you gotta know.
No.
Oh, I hate it.
This would make me move out immediately. if I was still forced to have this.
And I'm out. I'm going to be like, hey, Mom, you love me so much. Great.
Billy's 26, living at home, and has this above his bed.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I cannot stress enough how awful this is. This is why all your boys are single. This is it. Honestly, they're also douchebags, but like this is the number one reason. Help.
Yeah. Well, back at the lake house, we meet two more. We got best friend Jake, who also works with the dad, Billy. I'm guessing on the brewery stuff. And then we meet Clark, who is Haley's boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh my God. Clark's ginormous. His thighs could fucking snap my head like a watermelon. All these men are so big.
They are. I didn't.
But they're not like fat or large or like obese. They're just like ginormous buildings.
They're literally what people mean when they say grass fed.
Is it? Oh my God. I was like, I'm sitting here watching these boys sit around as Gussie plays some guitar, and I'm staring at all their thighs.
Plays in like
it was
he did a piano.
It was a keyboard. And I just stared at all their thighs. Just it's honestly 90%
the things you pick up are hilarious to me.
I could not stop looking at their thighs. Oh my God, Clark's thigh is as big as Haley's whole body. My God. He's huge. Sorry.
Well, speaking of Clark, he's going to Europe with Haley, like we mentioned, and all the guys ask if he's going to propose.
He's being very secretive.
He's being sketchy, but I don't even think he means to be sketchy. Like he's not trying to be aloof.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything.
I've thought about it, but
I'm not planning. I don't know if I asked your dad or not. Yep. God damn it, Clark. All right.
Clark, are you going to do it?
Fine.
I think it's going to happen because I think it's going to be produced. I kind of feel like they're already engaged, but this is just a great way to do a reality show.
He is so suspicious. It has to be on his mind.
Yeah. I just don't think he wants the guys to mess it up. Like I wouldn't really trust her brothers to not like screw this up. If you're planning something great, they'd ruin it.
100%. Also, quick, Gussie's a douchebag moment. So Jake comes in, and I don't know what Jake said to give this Gussie's reaction, but Gussie says that Jake has not been laid in 3 years, which is like also fine, but it was meant as an insult and it was on television, and I just felt so bad for Jake getting his dirty laundry aired on television.
Yeah, but that probably wasn't true.
He didn't sign up for this show.
You're probably just he's friends with the Bushes. He's going to be just fine. I'm sure he has gotten laid in 3 years.
Jake looked like he's a little smelly.
Because I guess in a sense, Jake said he was best friends with Billy. So he's probably 26 too. So it's probably been since college, if that's true.
Sad. I mean, unless Jake has a room at that Busch mansion. I don't know where he's getting laid.
That's probably what's adding to it. If he has a picture with him, he said he's like the 8th child. He has a picture of him and the mom above his bed too.
Oh, it just ruins. Oh, the worst. Okay, well, hooray. Poor Jake.
Yeah. We basically end this episode with Dad Billy and Christy the mom riding in a carriage of Clydesdales around the farmhouse.
Oh, wait. Also, Haley and Clark were sitting on that pier for a hot second.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing important happened except the fact that Haley was like, Clark loves to be at home. So him going to Europe is really out of his comfort zone, which I kind of get, but also damn, Clark, go to fucking Europe. You're dating the richest girl on earth and you're not going to travel. Let me tell you, I just want to date rich men to take me places.
There's no way he's not loaded too, or at least has some money because they all went to private school.
Good point. He has a job though. Yes. Somewhere in St. Louis. But it's not like
he probably doesn't have college student loans. He's doing just fine.
He's fine. He's perfectly fine. I'm sure they chartered a jet to Europe. We're all fine.
Okay, that's a bit too far, but they're not that loaded. But I just want to say this last thing about Dad and Mom. Them riding a little carriage with Clydesdales is a huge nod to Anheuser-Busch, the brewery.
Yeah.
Because on opening day, at Busch Stadium, the Clydesdales come from the brewery all the way down Market Street. Like the brewery's pretty close to the stadium.
Yeah,
like close
even I picked up on that. I was like, this is the beer.
I was like, I cannot believe they own Clydesdales specifically as their horses, but I can in a way.
This family's kind of obnoxious. They're like, we're
so down to earth.
We're an everyday family who just loves to hang out with each other. Oh, but we have millions of fucking dollars where we buy our own type of horse.
Yeah.
And go to our private ass lake house. And just for fun, we're going to create a brewery that's going to cost us millions of dollars. But if it fails, it's fine.
I think they did it out of true desire to be like a top brewing family again, but.
Probably, but if it fails, nothing's going to happen.
That's also true.
Poor, what's his name? Austin from Southern Charm made his own beer and he was fucking struggling to pay his bills for a little bit. And he was on a reality TV show. This family, doesn't matter.
They're doing just fine.
All my life is so hard. My mom loves me so much. She puts pictures of us as babies together in our rooms. It's weird, but like, congratulations.
So any other first impressions of the first episode?
The younger kids or like the middle kids are super uninvolved.
Oh,
it's like Gussie, Haley, Billy. And that's it. That's
because there's 3 more girls then, and then Peter, that young boy.
Yeah, Peter sucks. But it feels weird roasting a 12-year-old. But yeah, I don't know. I think Christy's a little off her rocker, and Billy Sr. does not care. He wants happy life, happy wife kind of ideals here. It's fine. I mean, this family sucks, but like I hope there's some sort of drama. As of right now,
me too.
There's not really any drama that I care. It's just like I don't even know what the drama is going to do. Like, is Haley going to cheat on Clark? Because that's the drama I want. Is Gussie going to admit he's a virgin? Because that's the drama I want. Is Billy going to be like gay with Jake? Because that's the drama I want. Like, are they just going to be like
a kid moving out? I feel like would cause a little drama. I need something.
I need some drama because right now I don't even know where the drama is.
Or like all the chickens being broken and like Christy crying. Like,
oh my God, that'd be fucking awesome. Yeah,
but I agree.
I don't know if there's
first episodes are always for laying the foundation. Let's hope it gets a little bit better.
I guess. I hope something happens. Maybe Clark will come out as gay. That'd be awesome.
Why does somebody need to be gay to have drama?
I want like a scandal of some sort. I know I'm pushing it, but I love a good scandal.
That's true.
Yeah, it was fine. Like I said, I was gonna do like look these people up or something, and they're all the fucking same. So I looked up Billy, just for like some background. He's doing the fucking same. He looks great. He is still ginormous. He's got abs. He spends a good amount of time in Malibu recently. I don't know if that's where he lives. Actually, he spends a lot of fucking time in Malibu. This may be where he lives. A lot of hunting, which I'm not a big fan of, but I understand it's like the moment. He travels a lot. He also has a dog.
Okay.
Also, like I said, I questioned why he had 28.5K and why this was in his
bio. It's in all the kids' bios.
Because I was like, actually, I have one mutual friend that follows him. Will I follow him? No. But will I DM him eventually? Fuck yeah.
All right. That's first episode.
That's my opinion. You know what? Instead, I'm just going to do my opinion of people's Instagrams.
Perfect.
He is still single, everyone. And he still loves beer.
All right. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.